Hi guys, welcome to our daily encounter. In Acts chapter 9, we have Christianity being spoken about in a particular way that it's not typically thought about in this day and age, but I think would be very helpful in helping us to understand really what Christianity is all about. And it's found in Acts chapter 9 in connection to Saul and him going out to persecute Christians. There in verse 2, it talks about him asking letters from the high priest to the synagogues at Damascus, so that if he found any belonging to the way, both men and women, he might bring them bound to Jerusalem. And so when Saul was talking about going out and finding Christians, he talked about it as those who were belonging to the way. And this isn't the only time that it's mentioned in this way. We'll find it later on in Acts in chapter 19 and verse 9, also in verse 23 of chapter 19, in chapter 22 in verses 4 and 24, and then also, in 22 verse 4, and then 24 verses 14 and 22. So there's a lot of times in which the way is the way that Christianity is spoken about. And I really like this term that's used in connection to Christianity, because sometimes we might think of Christianity as just some type of worldview that we have. Maybe it's just some thoughts or some ideology that we follow. Maybe we just think about it, being a Christian as someone who happens to go to a Christian church on Sunday morning. We might sometimes think of Christianity in a way that kind of just puts it in a box and kind of compartmentalizes what it means to be a Christian, almost like it's something just a part of our makeup or a part of who we are. And it doesn't really fully describe really what Christianity is. Christianity is a way. It is the way. And of course, it has allusions back to Jesus, who said, "I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father but through me." But it also has a way of indicating that being a Christian is a way. It's a way of living. And when we think about Christianity and being a Christian as being according to the way, what that shows us is that being a Christian infiltrates every part of our life. It's a way of living. It's a way of thinking. It's a way of acting. It's a way of responding. It is a way. It's a way of life. And it's not just some ideas that we believe in. It's not just some worldview that we hold. It's not some political stance that we have, but it's a way. It's a way of life. And so being a Christian really means that us being connected to Christ in life affects every aspect of our lives, from the way that we treat our spouses, to the way that we raise our children, to the way that we interact with our bosses at work, the way that we are citizens in the country. Being a Christian infiltrates every aspect of our lives, and it really floods every aspect of what we do and who we are. And so it is better described really as a way. And it's a way of life. It's a way of thinking, a way of living, a way of responding to situations. And so I think it would be very helpful if we began to think of Christianity in this way of speaking. We are according to the way. And of course, speaking about it as the way implies also a destination. If we are on the way, we're on the way to somewhere. And one of the wonderful things about Christianity is it's not just something where we just sit and we just remain where we are. We're going through a process of sanctification. We're going through the way of sometimes suffering and hardship that leads to character building and further sanctification. But ultimately, we're going the way of glory. We're going the way of eternal life. We're going the way of resurrection. And so that's another way that we can kind of think about the way. And so in all these different ways, thinking of Christianity as a way or the way is perhaps maybe the best way to refer to Christianity. And maybe even if we don't literally use the term, maybe if we just think of it that way, we can understand that this really is something that should affect everything about our life, every aspect of our life, and help us to be reminded that there is a destination and we are here for a purpose, and we're headed on that way to Jesus. where we will live with him forever. So these are some things we can reflect on and think about as we do reading today. With that, guys, I do thank you for watching the video today. Hope you guys have a great day. Love you guys. God bless.